Past election cycle of 2008, most of you no doubt viewed many politicians as advertisements on YouTube. YouTube was littered with campaign ads before the election in 2008. Candidates used a social networking site to spread their ideals and raise money for their campaign. You also probably saw some of their more embarrassing moments on the campaign trail as well. Whether this is a politically incorrect statement a candidate may have made when they thought no one could hear them, or a clumsy step they took when walking up the stairs. More than ever, candidates' less than fighter moments are being viewed by the general population because of YouTube. Essentially, YouTube has made candidates more visible than they ever have been before. So to sum this all up, YouTube's had three main effects on political elections. The first is that it has served to reduce advertising costs. The second is that it has given candidates a greater ability to fundraise. And the third is that it magnifies politicians' weaknesses. All of this has served to give hope to smaller and less well-known candidates in their quest to win elections. First, let's watch a YouTube clip to get an example of how YouTube can serve to reduce advertising costs.
I support Ron Paul because he had the courage to stick to his principle and vote against the war in Iraq.
I support Ron Paul because he will secure our borders,
Because he leads by example.
because he upholds the rule of law. I am an author.
I'm a software engineer.
I'm a law student.
I am a constitutionalist.
I'm a constitutionalist.
I am a constitutionalist.
I am Ron Paul.
I am Ron Paul.
I am Ron Paul.
This video cost almost nothing to make, yet it still reached over 31,000 viewers. Ron Paul didn't have to pay TV networks thousands of dollars to reach this audience. There is probably not a more cost-effective way to reach potential voters than through YouTube. Next, let's watch a clip on YouTube of how candidates can use this site in order to increase their fundraising efforts. No one fundraised better online in 2008 than Barack Obama, so it was only fitting that we watch one of his ads.
Every so often there are times when America must rise to meet a moment. And our moment is now. This is our moment. This is our time to unite in common purpose, to make this century the next American century. Let's go change the world.
The campaign activated the Google checkout option on all of its YouTube videos early in the campaign, meaning viewers were able to make donations from $15 to $1,000. Checkout allowed online voters to create a single login for all donations. The Obama campaign is the first presidential campaign to allow the checkout option on all of its YouTube videos. This is excellent for fundraising. The exact amount of money Obama raised because of this effort on YouTube is unknown, but it could very well be one of the main reasons his fundraising efforts were so strong. Finally, this last clip is one of many examples of instances where candidates' weaknesses or embarrassing moments are being exposed on YouTube. And who better to choose for this part than Sarah Palin? Her blunders and perceived lack of intellectual ability have been well documented. This is one of many clips from her famous interview with Katie Couric, where her shortcomings are exposed.
You've cited Alaska's proximity to Russia as part of your foreign policy experience. What did you mean by that?
That Alaska has a very narrow maritime border between a foreign country, Russia, and on our other side, the land boundary that we have with Canada. It's funny that a comment like that was kind of made to, I don't know, you know, reporters.
Mocked?
Yeah, mocked, I guess that's the word, yeah.
Well, explain to me why that enhances your foreign policy credentials.
Well, it certainly does, because our next door neighbors are foreign countries. They're in the state that I am the executive of. And
Have you ever
they're in
been
Russia.
involved with any negotiations, for example, with the Russians?
We have trade missions back and forth. It's very important when you consider even national security issues with Russia, as Putin rears his head and comes into the airspace of the United States of America. Where do they go? It's Alaska. It's just right over the border. It is from Alaska that we send those out to make sure that an eye is being kept on this very powerful nation, Russia, because they are right there. They are right next to our state.
Clearly, this clip does not portray Palin as a very intelligent person. Plus, over 3 billion viewers have watched this clip, which undoubtedly made McCain look like a less attractive candidate to those potential voters who watched this clip. Overall, YouTube has the potential to seriously transform elections in the future. By making it easier to fundraise and get your message to potential voters, there is less of a need to have major financial backers to begin one's campaign. This is not to say that YouTube has eliminated the need to be supported by a major party. In fact, this is not the case at all. But it is only to say that it has the potential to do so. YouTube's effects have yet to be fully realized, so it will be interesting to see the increased effect it will have in the elections for years to come.
Okay, is this thing on? Hello? Hello, YouTubers. How are you today? Here I am making my first webcam video. Oh boy. Boy, times sure have changed. In my day, it was impossible to get on the television. Now, anyone, my next door neighbors have been making videos and posting them on the web, and well, I know how to use the web now these days, and I can see what my neighbor kids are up to. Why, just the other day, they were lighting themselves on fire. For God knows why. I looked up their website, and do you know they had over 1 million viewers, and that poor boy went to the hospital. The things people do these days. Well, I must say that I personally am in favor of YouTube because, you see, I was able to see my grandbaby take her first steps. Yes, see, now my daughter-in-law and my son, well, they live... Oh, now what just happened? Oh, no, is it working now? Can you hear me? Okay, I think that's better, okay. What was I saying? Oh, yes, my grandbabies. Let me just show you a picture here. See now, I think she's about 4 and he just turned 6. He started school this year. And I'm able to keep in touch with them, and I feel like I'm closer to my family because of YouTube. Well, now, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Do you know what else I found on this website just the other day? Well, I discovered a video clip, I believe that's what they call them, of my favorite star, Judy Garland. Oh, she was the cat's meow in my day. Everyone wanted to be like her. Why, I wanted to be a star like her, but what are the chances of a young lady like me ever getting into Hollywood? Well, you know, not very likely. Until YouTube came along, and now, look, I swear, I'm gonna be just as famous as her. Now, those of you who are young probably don't know who she is, so let me just show you a picture. Did you ever see The Wizard of Oz? Well, she was in it. I always wanted to sing like her, so now that I have a camera, I can do that just for you, and I'll be just as famous as her. Why, I'll bet maybe 500,000 people ever saw her picture, but I've seen some YouTube sites where millions and millions of viewers have been able to see the clips. So, allow me. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, what? Oh, I think I forgot the words now. Oh, that's what your memory does to you when you become my age, kids. Well, that's about it for today. I'll put a new post on tomorrow. I hope you tune in and look for me again, your neighborhood granny on YouTube.